Have you ever wondered why Taiwan, despite its geographical proximity and cultural similarities to mainland China, fervently resists the notion of reintegration? Today we're discussing Taiwan's independence, a topic that is no stranger to controversy. This isn't just a question of geography or culture, the implications ripple out on a global scale, impacting international politics, economics, and human rights. So why does Taiwan choose to stand alone? To understand Taiwan's stance, we must delve into its tumultuous history. Taiwan's unique political situation is deeply rooted in its past. A voyage into the annals of history offers a glimpse into the making of Taiwan's identity. In the late 19th and early 20th centuries, Taiwan found itself under Japanese rule. This colonial period, lasting 50 years, had a profound influence on the island. It marked the first time Taiwan was governed as a separate entity, distinct from mainland China. The Japanese introduced modern infrastructure, education, and cultural elements that left an indelible mark on Taiwan. Following the end of World War II, Taiwan was returned to China, but the island was soon caught in the turmoil of the Chinese Civil War. This conflict, fought between the Communists and the Nationalists, ended with the Nationalist Party retreating to Taiwan. The Nationalists, also known as the Kuomintang, established the government of the Republic of China on the island, separate from the People's Republic of China on the mainland. Soon, Taiwan entered a period known as the martial law era, lasting from 1949 to 1987. It was a time of strict government control and suppression of political dissent. However, it was also during this time that Taiwan experienced rapid economic growth, transforming from an agrarian society to an industrial powerhouse. The lifting of martial law in 1987 heralded a new era of democratization. Taiwan began to transition to a multi-party system, with freedom of speech and other democratic rights increasingly recognized. The people of Taiwan began to identify more as Taiwanese rather than Chinese. So we see that Taiwan's history is a complex tapestry of colonial rule, civil war, authoritarianism, and democracy. Each period has shaped and reshaped the island's identity, creating a distinct sense of nationhood separate from mainland China. This historical context sets the stage for Taiwan's struggle for sovereignty. The battle for Taiwan's independence extends beyond politics, it's a fight for identity. This struggle, however, isn't merely a modern phenomenon. It's rooted in a rich tapestry of experiences shaped by Taiwan's unique history. Imagine a kaleidoscope of influences, each one adding a new layer to the island's cultural identity. The indigenous people, the Dutch, the Spanish, the Japanese, and the Chinese, each era left an indelible imprint on Taiwan's cultural, social, and political landscape. Language, for instance, is a vibrant testament to Taiwan's distinct identity. It's a melting pot of dialects, Mandarin, Hokkien, Hakka, not to mention the languages of the indigenous tribes. The linguistic diversity in Taiwan is a reflection of the island's rich cultural heritage, a stark contrast to mainland China's predominantly Mandarin-speaking society. Societal norms, too, are a testament to Taiwan's unique identity. This is a society that values diversity and inclusivity, a society where the LGBTQ+ community is embraced rather than marginalized, where women hold prominent positions in politics and business. Again, a stark contrast to the more conservative societal norms prevalent in mainland China. But perhaps the most defining aspect of Taiwan's identity is its democratic values. Over the past few decades, Taiwan has emerged as a beacon of democracy in East Asia. Its vibrant political landscape, where power is peacefully transferred through regular, free, and fair elections, stands in stark contrast to China's one-party rule. This strong democratic tradition has shaped Taiwan's identity, imbuing its people with a deep-seated belief in the principles of freedom, human rights, and the rule of law. It's an identity that is fiercely defended and cherished by the people of Taiwan, an identity that they are not willing to compromise. Taiwan's unique history, its distinct cultural identity, the role of language, societal norms, and democratic values, all these factors combine to create a strong sense of national identity, an identity separate from mainland China. And it is this strong sense of identity that fuels Taiwan's resistance against reintegration with China. Taiwan's independence isn't just a domestic issue, it's a subject of international intrigue. When it comes to Taiwan's international status, it's a bit of a tightrope walk. On one side, Taiwan has all the trappings of a sovereign nation, its own government, military, and constitution. Yet, on the other side, it's not recognized as an independent state by the United Nations. In fact, only 15 countries in the world officially recognize Taiwan as a separate entity from China. This is largely due to the One China policy, a diplomatic understanding that insists the world can't have diplomatic relations with both China and Taiwan. This policy puts nations in an awkward position, forcing them to choose sides. As a result, many countries opt for unofficial relations with Taiwan, conducting business and maintaining cultural ties without formal diplomatic recognition. Taiwan, in turn, has had to be creative, establishing representative offices around the world under the name Taipei Economic and Cultural Representative Office, to maintain these unofficial relations. Now, what would happen if Taiwan's status changed? The implications would be global. A shift in Taiwan's status could trigger economic, political, and military repercussions. Economically, Taiwan is a major player in the global supply chain, particularly in the technology sector. Any disruption could send shockwaves through global markets. Politically, it could upset the delicate balance of power in the Asia-Pacific region, potentially leading to heightened tensions or even conflict. Militarily, the US has a long-standing policy of supporting Taiwan's defense capabilities, so any change could put them in a difficult position. Moreover, China's response to any change in Taiwan's status is unpredictable. They've made it clear that they consider Taiwan to be part of their territory and have threatened to use force if necessary to prevent Taiwan from declaring independence. This is a potential flashpoint for conflict that the international community would undoubtedly want to avoid. These international complications further complicate Taiwan's quest for recognition. What does the future hold for Taiwan's independence? Peering into the crystal ball of Taiwan's future, we see a myriad of possibilities, each with its own potential consequences. The first scenario is perhaps the most comfortable one, maintaining the status quo. Taiwan continues to exist in its current state of de facto independence, neither fully independent nor officially a part of China. This delicate balance allows Taiwan to preserve its unique identity while staving off any potential military conflict. However, it also leaves Taiwan in a state of perpetual uncertainty, always on edge, always vigilant. The second scenario, formal independence, is a dream cherished by many in Taiwan. It would mean an end to ambiguity, a chance for Taiwan to assert itself on the world stage, but this path is fraught with risk. Would China stand by and watch? Unlikely. A move toward formal independence could trigger military action from China, a scenario that could have devastating consequences not just for Taiwan, but for the entire region. The third scenario, reunification with China, is viewed by some as inevitable. But to many in Taiwan, this is the least desirable outcome. It would mean the end of Taiwan's unique identity, the loss of its hard-fought freedoms, and the absorption into a system many Taiwanese people feel alienated from. It would also send a chilling message to other territories with aspirations of independence. But amidst these possible scenarios, one thing remains constant: Taiwan's resolve. The people of Taiwan have shown time and again their determination to defend their way of life, their freedoms, and their identity. They have shown that they are not just bystanders in their own fate, but active participants, ready and willing to shape their future. So what does the future hold for Taiwan's independence? It's a question without a clear answer, a question that will continue to reverberate in the halls of power around the world. But one thing is clear: Taiwan's future will be decided by the people of Taiwan. Regardless of the future, Taiwan's resolve to maintain its independence remains unwavering. Taiwan's independence is a complex issue with no easy answers. We've walked through the annals of history, delved into the fierce fight for identity, and navigated the intricate web of international complications. Each of these elements plays a crucial role in shaping Taiwan's stance on its independence. The historical context is a tapestry woven with threads of conflict, colonization, and change. Taiwan's past is not one of simple submission to mainland China, but rather a saga of resistance and resilience. This history has fostered a unique Taiwanese identity distinct from that of mainland China. This identity, this sense of self, has been fought for tooth and nail. It's a fight that's been marked by vigor, by passion, and by an unwavering belief in the right to self-determination. It's a fight that's given birth to a vibrant democracy, a thriving economy, and a society that values freedom and human rights. And then there are the international complications. Taiwan exists in a geopolitical limbo, recognized by some, ignored by others, yet it continues to make its presence felt on the world stage, whether through its technological prowess or its exemplary response to global challenges. While the debate continues, one thing is clear: Taiwan's determination to preserve its unique identity is stronger than ever. Taiwan's story is one of perseverance, and it seems set to continue on its own terms, regardless of the pressures it faces.